So welcome back, my friends, to another Fallout 4 video, and today I thought I'd do a bit of a compilation based around the majority of the unique heavy weapons that you can find in Fallout 4. So this is going to be all of the unique heavy weapons that I know that are in the game. I do believe there's around 7 in total that I do know so far, kind of like a mini hub for you guys that you guys can go to collect your unique heavy weapons in Fallout 4. As always, if you do enjoy this compilation type of videos or do find this helpful, be sure to let me know by leaving a like on the video. Your support, of course, is always greatly appreciated on the channel. And with all that being said, let's jump straight into this. So the first unique weapon we are going to be taking a look at here today is the Final Judgment, a unique version of the Gatling laser that has a 25% faster fire rate as well as a 15% extra reload speed. In general, this is one of the better heavy unique weapons in the game in my opinion, and has a very unique way of using ammo in the sense that it uses fusion cores rather than using normal ammo. Now this specific weapon can be obtained from Elder Maxon during the quest known as Airship Down, which is essentially a Institute quest when you are sided with the Institute. So spoilers ahead, you do have to side with the Institute and you need to get to the mission known as Airship Down. Now during the mission itself, there will be a bunch of synths that are actually going to hack Liberty Prime, and during this process you're going to have to fend off from a bunch of Brotherhood of Steel. And Elder Maxon himself will actually be on a vertibird, which if actually, taken down, Elder Maxon will drop from the vertibird ready to actually kill you. And if you kill Elder Maxon quick enough and actually go ahead and take the weapon off him, as you can see, this is in fact how you get the Final Judgment. And once again, this is definitely one of the better weapons in the compilation in terms of just sheer DPS, because it is a Gatling laser, of course, and it does have a very high DPS, especially when fully modified and going for those heavy weapon perks in the skill trees and stuff. This in general is a great weapon and definitely want to add to your collection if you do not have this weapon already. Coming up for the next weapon, we're going to be taking a look at the Broadside Cannon. One of the most unique weapons in the game, one of my personal favorites because of the quest line that you actually do to actually obtain this, and just for the fact that it's a freaking cannon that shoots at cannonballs makes this one of my personal favorites. Now to get this, you'll need to head over to the USS Constitution. You can find this located right here on your map, and once you're over here you should be able to see a robot outside who will then approach you and give you the quest line known as the Voyage of the USS Constitution. Then when you get this, it will task you to head up to the ship and speak to Captain Ironsides. He will then give you a few tasks to do. And without spoiling this questline too much, because I do believe, in my opinion, once again, it's one of my favourite quest lines, but during the quest, halfway through, you'll have a chance to either side with the Scavengers or Captain Ironsides. Now, the only way you can get this weapon is by siding with Captain Ironsides. Unfortunately, if you do side with the Scavengers, if that's something that you want to do, you will not be able to get this weapon unless you're on the PC version and do use console commands. But either way, once you have sided with Captain Ironsides and completed the rest of the tasks that he wants you to do, such as pretty much protecting the ship from the Scavengers and various other things that he will tell you to do, at the very end of the questline itself, you will be awarded the Broadside Cannon. Once again, being one of the most unique weapons in the game because it's a freaking cannon. The cannonballs do come in quite short ammo limits, so eventually people will be able to sell these though, which you can of course then go ahead and repurchase cannonballs if you do wish to. But once again, just want to add to your collection if you don't have this one just yet. Coming up next, we have the Junk Jet. This is pretty much a weapon where you can essentially load your junk into it and then eventually shoot out the junk, which is kind of a weird weapon, but definitely a very unique one to say the least. Now to get this, you have to complete a certain quest line, I do believe, which begins with the first time you meet Paladin Dan. So you may remember you have to follow the signal to the Cambridge police station, where essentially you'll have to fend off the ghouls and help Paladin Dance take care of the ghouls. Once you've done that and you speak to Paladin Dance, he will then give you a quest known as Call to Arms. Now this quest itself will pretty much have you following Paladin Dance all the way over to the Arc Jet systems, which you can find located right here on your map. And once you followed him to the Arc Jet systems, he will then go inside and you'll have to follow him around the building. Now eventually you'll end up coming across the rocket control room with him, as you can see exactly where I am right now. And in one of the back rooms there, you'll find the Junk Jet lying on a table waiting for you guys to pick up. Now once again, this one is very unique in itself because you use your own junk items as ammo, and it will literally shoot those items out at the enemy and can definitely make for some pretty damn interesting kills. And even in certain situations, this can be quite powerful. For instance, I can't really show this in the video, but I remember seeing something on Reddit of a GIF where some guy literally shot like a skull out of the junk jet and it impaled one of these super mutants' heads. And it just looked crazy seeing, you know, a kill done in that way within Fallout. But once again, definitely a very good weapon to pick up if you haven't collected this one just yet. And coming up next, we have the Ash Maker. This is a very unique version of the minigun that sets your targets on fire and can be obtained through the quest line, The Big Dig. Now to get this quest line, you'll have to wait around the town of Goodneighbor. And when I say wait around, I mean just go around, do a few things. I ended up just going into a few buildings, and you'll eventually get a misc quest pop up, as you can see, which happened for me here, which tells you to talk to Bobby. Now to talk to Bobby, you want to head around the back of the main store areas where the little alleyway is, and you'll have to turn a left and you'll eventually come across a door where you'll find Bobby waiting to give you the quest. Now the quest itself is once again a very enjoyable side quest, and the preface of this is to pretty much dig your way from Goodneighbor all the way into the Diamond City stronghold. And the first stages to the quest are pretty simple. You'll have to go down and take out the Mirelurks, then report back to Bobby. Once you've reported back to Bobby, she'll then give you another task where you'll essentially have to meet Bobby in Diamond City and break somebody known as Mal out of the Diamond City jail, which you can do in various different ways. The way I ended up doing this was to use a stealth boy and just break him out that way. But once you've actually broken him out, you'll then be given another task to go back down into the tunnels again. Now this time you'll actually be digging your way through the tunnels using Mal's Eyebot, and this is quite a lengthy process. You'll be able to dig your way. I believe there's like a set of Exo 1 power armor in one of the walls that you break down. I also believe there's quite a few legendary enemies around this area as well that you can take out just for that extra legendary loot that may end up being very good or may end up being very bad. But eventually, once you've done enough digging, you'll eventually make your way down into the basement. Now, when you're in the basement, there'll be a bit of a confrontation. You'll essentially meet somebody known as Fahrenheit and her little group there, who will ask you to go away, or essentially ask Bobby to go away or leave peacefully. And there is a couple of options here that you guys need to take in mind. So when you're at this stage, once you're talking to Fahrenheit, once again, there'll be three options. One is to kill Bobby, one is to try and convince Bobby to leave, and the other one is to kill Fahrenheit. Now I do believe either one that you choose, if you choose to kill Bobby, Fahrenheit will actually give you the Ash Maker minigun as a reward. If you get, Bobby to leave, which is probably the best option, just to leave peacefully, having no one die, you'll also get the reward from Bobby as well. And if you kill Fahrenheit, I believe she does drop the weapon that you guys can pick up and actually get from her that way as well. So just know that there is different things that you can do here. It is entirely down to you guys what you do. But once you've killed her or chose the the option that you choose to do, you will eventually get the Ash Maker. Once again, a unique version of the minigun that sets your targets on fire. And coming in next, we have one of the most powerful weapons in the game, one of the most powerful heavy weapons in the game, and this is the Big Boy, a unique version of the Fat Man that actually has a 2-shot prefix on it, allowing it to shoot 2 mini nukes for the cost of 1. So for every mini nuke that you shoot out, you're essentially shooting out 2 mini nukes, giving it the most damage potential from a single shot in the entire game. And once again, this is actually very, very easy to actually obtain. It just is a matter of how many caps you have, and you can actually purchase this from Arturo in the Diamond City market, and he'll be selling it for roughly around 10,000 upwards to 16,000 caps, depending on your skill tree and various other things that you can do to get that price down. But either way, once again, very simple one to obtain and one of the most powerful ones, and definitely one to pick up if you haven't got this one just yet. And for the final 2 weapons, these ones are also vendor-based weapons. The first one being the Party Starter, which you can actually get from Cleo in Goodneighbor, which is effectively a uniquely named assassin's missile launcher, which of course does 50% extra damage against humans, which you can imagine is definitely a pretty good missile launcher to actually pick up. Once again, costing anywhere between 9,000 upwards to 15,000 caps, depending on various things within your game. And then the final one is actually another missile launcher. This one is actually known as Death from Above, which can effectively be sold by Tegan in the Pridwin after obtaining the rank of Paladin. And to get the rank of Paladin, as many of you may know, I'll leave a link in the description for this, by the way. But you essentially just have to complete a bunch of Brotherhood of Steel quests, and the more you complete, the higher you'll eventually get into the rank. And eventually, once you're a high enough rank, you know, such as Paladin, you'll then be able to purchase this from Tegan. And the Death from Above special perk, or the special ability on this, is it grants a 75% increase in movement speed while aiming down the sights, which I guess can come in handy in certain situations. And that, my friends, is a wrap up of this compilation today. I just thought I'd create like a mini hub type of video for you guys based around, you know, the majority of the unique heavy weapons that you can find in game. Of course, this is away from the legendary weapons that you can find on legendary enemies, and just the unique ones that you can either find or purchase within Fallout 4. As always, if you do enjoy these compilation videos or they do help out, be sure to let me know by leaving a like down below, guys. Your support, of course, is always greatly appreciated on the channel. Subscribe if you guys are new around, and I'll catch you guys next time with a brand new video. Peace out.